Welcome back to our channel, Sweet Camper Life, guys. My name is Mo, this is Jenny, and this is the video for Boston. This is one of our stops during our honeymoon. We just got married recently, so this is our honeymoon trip. So I hope you guys sit back, enjoy, check out Boston with us, and see what you think. Well, Jenny and I got married and had dinner with the family and then went to sleep, woke up early the next day, jumped in a plane and headed to Boston. We both always wanted to go to Boston, and plus we wanted to see the changing of the colors of the leaves and stuff like that. Once we picked up the rental car, we went straight into downtown Boston. We went to Boston Common, which is the main park there. And it was nice. It was a nice park. We had several relatives recommend going there. I will have to tell you that parking is a nightmare. So if you can, just Uber into downtown and then you can just walk around everywhere because everything's really condensed. We spent a little bit of time at Boston Common and then we went across the street to Public Garden, Boston Public Garden. This place was excellent. It was beautiful. This is actually a much nicer park. They do have the burial ground, which is interesting to me. It's dated so far back. I mean, this is so cool to me. Just kind of odd that it's inside a park, but it's a beautiful park. The fall is a great time to visit. You see all the leaves changing colors. We were able to see the Washington Monument. There's a famous bridge that's there. And so we're able to just check it out, hang out, take some pictures, look at some squirrels, walk around. This lake system is part of the Emerald Necklace system of parks, and that's a little bit further north. But after that, we started walking around. We didn't do the entire Freedom Trail. We did see the Massachusetts State House. We did see other areas there like the Quincy Market, which is a big deal there. All the food inside is pretty much tourist food, so I wouldn't recommend eating there. But it's still very cool. And we did see Faneuil Hall, which was a really historic place. We didn't get to go inside. We were just moving so quickly throughout this whole trip that we had. But we got to see a lot on that first day. I think we were walking for something like 6 hours. And driving around, we did get to see the Bunker Hill Memorial Bridge, which is a really cool bridge. We have something similar in Tampa on the west coast of Florida, but this was a really pretty bridge, really cool. We did take a tour, a trolley tour. We've always had good experiences with trolley tours. This one was not so good. It was a hop on, hop off. We did that. The first tour guide wasn't the greatest. He was apparently in a bad mood or something. And then the second tour guide did talk a lot, kind of like me right now, but he just kind of talked about random stuff, you know, about traffic and this and that. So anyway, along the way we did visit the famous Brattle Bookshop. Almost everything is outdoors. This is a really cool place, also established a long time ago. So if you get a chance and you're into books and used books and stuff, this is a cool place to go. We did take the time to go to Acorn Street, which is just a couple blocks off of Boston Public Garden. This was a really, really cool road. On the second day, we went to Fenway Victory Gardens, and we kind of just stumbled upon this place.
Hi, I'm Pam Jorgensen. I'm president of Fenway Victory Gardens. Victory Gardens were formed in the U.S. in the 1940s when President Roosevelt asked Americans to grow their own food so that they could ship food to the troops fighting World War II overseas. This was one of what was at the time probably hundreds, if not thousands, of Victory Gardens in Boston. And it's the only one that has remained, and the only one that's remained continuously operating in the entire U.S. So next year we celebrate our 80th year. There is, I believe, one other Victory Garden somewhere in Minnesota that has operated intermittently since that time. We have about 500 plots, over 400 gardeners. You get your plot here, you can keep it as long as you maintain it. You have to be a resident of the city of Boston to have a plot, and you can choose to grow flowers, grow vegetables, have a piece of grass for your dog to lie in, or have a sandbox for your kids. For some people, it's their urban backyard. For other people, it's a way of helping to feed their family. We have a limited growing season in Boston, but it's enough to grow tomatoes and basils and many vegetables for the home. Any questions?
Again, it's part of the Emerald Necklace string of parks and lakes and stuff, but this was a really nice place, especially if you're into gardening and into flowers and stuff like that. Everybody has their own individual little garden that they maintain. You get to see all kinds of wildlife. A lot of what we saw were squirrels. This one was really cute, just eating somebody's pumpkin there. And so we got to meet this lady, which was really nice. This area wasn't as congested as downtown Boston, as would be obvious. This is more of a college area. The parking was still a challenge. We ended up parking right about maybe 2 blocks away from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. And then from there, we just started walking everywhere. Again, I would recommend just Ubering into downtown Boston and then just walking everywhere. In our case, we rented a car because we're going to be driving different places, not just downtown Boston. But parking is tough. We stayed in Braintree, in a Hyatt Place in Braintree, which is about 20-30 minutes with traffic from downtown Boston. Driving in was okay, the parking was terrible, so that would be my recommendation. We did get to eat at different restaurants. Every single place we ate was excellent. All the links are going to be down in the description, but from our experience, you couldn't go wrong with a restaurant here. At the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, you definitely need to buy those tickets online. Buy them early because they get really sold out pretty quickly. So in our case, we had to rearrange our entire schedule just so we can go into this museum. It was well worth it. I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't a lot. It was maybe like $20 or something. But it reminded me of a place we have here in Miami called the Vizcaya. But anyway, it was just a really pretty place. Just make sure you get those tickets online at their website. Again, I'll include that link in the description. And then just try to get them early, maybe a day before or something like that, just so you can kind of allow yourself to plan accordingly. Later on in the day, we visited the Seaport District, and part of this was the Boston Fish Market Company that I wanted to look at. That and a couple buildings around there. I'm not used to seeing these kinds of commercial boats, so to me it was pretty cool to see that. Just an old historic place as well. Once you go ahead and jump on a trolley, one of those tours, the hop on, hop off, you'll be able to go into the Seaport District. There you're going to be able to hop off at the USS Constitution Museum and then walk around, check out the museum, and you'll be already in that Seaport District. So you can hop back on the trolley, go somewhere else and hop back off. But this museum, I highly recommend. It was really, really nice, really interesting. The ship is actually still active, in active duty. But really it's part of a museum now, and there were some sailors on land right next to the ship, and they were training and running exercises. So I thought that was really cool, especially me loving the ocean and everything about that. One of the things that I did want to do is to go to the Boston Tea Party Museum, and here, again, you have to get your tickets online early. You can get them at the box office. We did right at the last minute, right in the late afternoon. This was the last session they had. No.
That is quite the opposite of what we would like to do here today. No one can know what is in store for us. Though I say we shall not delay our actions anymore, save for a few words of caution. Just 500 yards away, 3 British warships, the Captain, the Active, and the Kingfisher lie at anchor. Oh, don't need to look, it's quite dark and foggy night. They combined have 100 cannons that could easily level this wharf if they so chose. Though I think they should. There?
Aye, sir.
I was not there.
I was not there.
I think that shall hold. All right, friends. Well, I'm the strongest patriots to help us throw over our first three. Would anyone like to throw it over? Sure, please. Step on up. I have 2 more if any other patriots would like to join.